What's up? Good morning, everyone from Yokohama. I am here with my buddy Glenn, and we are here to have some coffee, right?
That's right.
What are we
Yeah.
having this morning, Glenn?
All right. Wow. Last week we have had another wonderful presentation of Nicaragua, and
Mhm.
this time we're going to be presenting Honduras
Oh man,
from Central America. Another great coffee, actually.
nice! I'm excited.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm excited. Actually, I'm really having a goosebump for excitement.
Oh man, it's really strange being here. Used to sitting at my desk and just looking at a screen with your face on it,
True.
and yeah, but yeah, this is different. We've been setting up all morning and really excited to do
Right.
this.
Yeah. And now we're face to face.
Yeah, we are. All right, man.
And this is actually the first time we've been trying to do this in different presentation.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone who's watching notices we've got different you know graphics and stuff, branding for the new YouTube channel. We were gonna try go live on YouTube today,
Wow.
but that didn't work out because I am a last minute kind of guy, and I spent all day yesterday doing the groundwork for what you see on the screen today. So next week, I think we're gonna try to go live on YouTube. Anyway, Glenn,
Yep.
tell us about this coffee.
Sure. Yeah. Honduras actually is one of the best producing coffee with the specialty kind of beans, actually. And the Honduras, the coffee that we're going to present today is called El Roblar.
Mhm.
So that is actually the name of the farm and the growers, actually. The process is called honey. And the beans is the variety of Arabica called Catuai.
Mm.
Catuai. So El Roblar Catuai honey is what we're going to present today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the international ranking of this coffee beans is on the top specialty.
Okay.
And so that means it's on the second best before the top of top.
Yeah, next to the best of the best.
Next to the
right?
best of the best.
Nice.
Right. Yeah. And the elevation of this coffee is quite high.
Mhm.
The higher the elevation, the more quality it produces actually.
Okay.
And so there's about approximately about 1,630 meters up to 1,670 meters
Wow.
above sea level. That means it's high. It's quite
Wow.
high. Yep.
Quick. Please
Yep.
continue.
Yeah. And the coffee is actually processed in honey. And maybe some of you will ask, what will be what's the difference? And in bringing you the specialty coffee, the how it's being planted, how it's being cultured, and how it's being processed are two main important factors to bring out the best coffee that you that ever produce.
Mm.
Okay, today we're gonna brew. We're making a lot of preparation today, and like what Jim said a while ago, we're on a rapid movement.
Yeah, I've been here since 9 this morning, man.
Yeah. But anyway, let me just go ahead and try to warm up with you the mesh. So I'm going to be using the gold mesh again, as I prefer to use the gold mesh rather than the stainless or the paper, because I want more the coffee and more of solid and full bodied.
Mhm.
And there's no problem using the paper filter, but then again, you loses some of its natural oil of the coffee.
Right, like we were talking about last week when I wasn't tasting any of the apricot notes in the Nicaragua,
Yeah,
and
kind of jealous
yeah,
for me, huh?
yeah, exactly, bro. I mean, that's again like one of my favorite flavors to have in a coffee is apricot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, just the difference of what we were tasting in the same coffee, just because I had a paper filter.
That's true.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be start brewing the coffee right now, and let me warm up the my mesh. There we go. Oh,
Mr. Smirk likes the transition. Smirk, I worked a long hard on that yesterday, man. You and I was literally up till 1 o'clock trying to get that transition to render.
but anyway, we promise you, and Jim promises that next week we're gonna be moving into a more progressive changes.
Yeah, yeah. Day in every way, we're getting better and better.
That's true. Yeah, and it's going to be also exciting what we're going to present next week too. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know actually I'm going to
Yeah, we haven't talked about it, but I mean, all the coffees you have are exciting. I mean, that's just a fact.
Yep, yep. And as a matter of fact, to tell you frankly, I have about 13 different coffee beans that are waiting, and most
Nice.
of them are all the top specialties.
And
So,
we've only gone through 4 so far.
right, yeah. So there's more. And
Nice.
also now, this month of May, some of the coffee beans that I've been waiting for is finally coming.
Oh, awesome.
So we're going to be brewing since Jim and I are here. So I don't know how much coffee he's going to drink
Bro,
today.
you know that I can put down some coffee.
Yeah. Again, my measuring cup is actually measuring cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, my measuring cup is actually about 12 grams in max, and so I'm using like about 15 to 18.
Heaping it over, man.
There we go. Yeah. So
You better make it 20.
that makes 40. Yeah. So approximately, I have about 36 in here. So 18 plus 18, and that's about 36. That's good enough for 2 mugs of coffee, actually. And
That's what we need right now. We can brew more later.
oh yeah, there's more. So anyway, I have like about 5 kilograms of the new Honduras El Roblar, so that won't be a problem. So again, as I usually show it to you guys, make like a crater. What do you call this? Crater.
Crater?
Yep. Yep. There we go. Not too deep, not too shallow, just enough. And then again, start pouring in your hot water. Again, this is about 85 to 90. So 85 will be best actually, but as soon as it reaches the coffee, as soon as it hits the ground coffee, it basically changes the temperature.
Mhm.
But make sure that when you pour out your water, just make sure that you hit only the edge of the coffee, but not the mesh or not your paper, okay? But if you're using paper, please wash up the paper first. So in order to wash away the paperish kind of a taste. All right, so we're starting. Okay, again, when I mill the coffee, when I grind the coffee, it's about I'm using the Kalita grinder, so I use about 4 point and a half to make the right texture,
It's kind of like a medium.
kind of a medium. Yeah, it's a texture for the hand pour, or if you are using a machine,
Mhm.
that's fine. It's the same thing. So it depends on what kind of a grinder you're using. But for my grinder, which I've been using it uh, for a couple of years right now,
I was going to try to set
um,
a timer on my watch for you, but it just,
yeah.
my watch failed me.
Make sure it's charged too.
It's charged, yeah. Yeah, last time I came over, my watch was
Yeah.
silly.
Oh, by the way, again, the engagement basically about 30 seconds. So that's about it. As you can see, wow, see all the bubbly there. That means that the coffee is breathing perfectly, and we're brewing it right. So again, repeat the process in a circular motion. There we go. Wow, look at that. Look at that.
That
Huh?
CO2.
Oh golly, yeah, the CO2.
There's nothing more disappointing than hand pouring a coffee and it just kind of stays flat.
Mm,
Whether or not it tastes good, because the Costa Rica that we had recently
right,
did not release a lot of CO2 when we brewed it. I
right,
noticed.
right.
And I don't know. There's something satisfying about seeing
Look at
the
yeah,
froth on
yeah,
top of the coffee.
yeah. You see, that's what it means. That's what it makes it so exciting to see the engagement of the
Mhm.
water and the coffee itself. And man, and like some people they want to have an instant coffee, something that quick to start up their morning. But really, it take a little time. Like probably this is about approximately 4 to 5 minutes just to wait for a
Yeah.
good cup of coffee.
I mean, I have a confession. I went to 7-Eleven this morning.
you keep telling me that. You keep this.
I went to bed at like 1 this morning. I
Oh,
probably fell asleep around 2.
oh.
Got up at 6, and it was just like bam, 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 out the door. Took my wife to work, and I went straight over to 7-Eleven afterwards. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Should I be so grateful and thankful for 7-Eleven because it's helping my brother Jim here every start of this good morning?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It got me here. I mean, if nothing else, the coffee is good for getting me here.
There you go.
I
There you
can experience excellent coffee.
go. Yeah. Well, it's as a matter of fact, actually, it's I tried I tried tasting another kind of coffee. It's so hard when your palate is already upgraded to a used to a more um, good kind of coffee, and then
Yeah,
you start drinking some kind of a commercialized coffee or a premium kind of a coffee. I mean, it's really difficult to accept that.
right.
Why am I drinking this?
Yeah, exactly. Guys, I'm not being rude. I'm pulling up Twitch chat so I can keep up with what's going
Yeah.
on.
So, if you have any questions, so just be ready and.
Age, man, you're sitting around having a conversation with someone, and probably 9 out of 10 people are doing this.
Well, especially the millennials right now, it's just how they communicate together. Like, oh, hi, it's been a while. It's been like how many years? And then for a few minutes they were talking,
Mhm.
and after a few minutes they're like,
Right back to the phone, bro.
like,
I mean, I do the same thing. It's a way to kind of pass the awkward silences in a conversation.
or better yet, start talking through mail.
Yeah.
Well, wow.
In the same room, just messaging.
Faster that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's looking good.
Yeah. Today, Jim and I, we're going to be using not a typical ordinary mug or a cup of coffee, but a Japanese made from a special kind of a mud and uh, uh,
Clay?
clay. There you go. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, it's, I don't know how Jim is going to, I trust the guy's palate so much. And probably it will give him a little extra today. You guys are going
Let's
to
hope
get
so.
extra
Let's hope
today.
so. Now, Glenn, I'm noticing that
Yep.
your coffee seems to brew a lot slower than
Mm.
even with I feel like the mesh would allow water to go through faster than the paper, but it just seems like watching yours brew.
Hmm.
It seems to stay. The water seems to stay in the grounds a lot longer than it
Right.
does with my V60 at home. And I ordered one of these.
Okay, good. One way is one factor is that maybe because of the mesh, because of the how it's been made,
Yeah,
because it's more fine,
right.
refined, and a fine, small, tiny
Yeah.
little, compared to the paper actually.
Right. It's and it's funny. Like my initial thought would be that a metal mesh is it's gonna be more porous.
Right, right.
But it looks like the way they've engineered it, it's got a couple layers to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Plus, it also depends on your milling, also the kind of ground. If
I mean,
you
this is about the same coarseness that I'm grinding.
that you're
Yeah.
okay, okay, that's probably one of the factors. It's either you use the mesh or
Yeah.
the paper that you use. All right, so now we're ready.
Let's do it.
Wow. See, I put it on my warmer actually, so in
Mhm.
order to stay the coffee fresh.
Nice.
Mm. Here we go, guys. Wow.
That fancy too.
Ha. Hmm. There we go. Wow. And we're ready. So we're gonna be talking about this on a cupping note, and hope this will also help you out. There we go. Wow.
Oh man, that's super hot too.
What's impression that you get just for the aroma?
Initially, it's really sweet.
Yeah, yeah, very good.
It's not like a very bold coffee smell.
Yeah, good
Very
observation.
sweet. Kind of syrupy.
There we go.
Yeah, like really sugary, syrupy.
There we go.
Aroma off of it.
Yeah. So let's try it.
Man, I'm gonna burn my face off.
Be careful, bro. I don't know what it's called. Does they have a cat tongue? Is that a cat tongue that they call it? It's like not too good in taking any hot water
You
or
know,
hot.
I don't know. I've never heard an actual term for it. Man,
Mm, wow, very impressive. Very impressive.
mhm.
It is
It's
very
super hot.
oh the elegant. It's so elegant.
Mhm.
Um, not really a bold approach when it touches your palate for me.
Mhm.
The way I look at it,
Mhm.
the way I
Mhm.
see it, it's not really the bold, but
Right.
it's kind of more of an elegant, not to say lighter, but it's really
It does,
it's
but
kind of
it
clear.
does have the it does hit my palate the same way a lighter roast does. Um, that freshness, that greenness of like when you did the light roast on the Nicaragua. It hits my tongue the same way. It also is burning the
Mm,
tip of my tongue. So
wow, wow. How about the can you feel the just like you mentioned? You said it's kind of a sweet, so kind of a syrupy mouthfeel to say. But it has that kind of slight bitterness of that sweetness, so it's
hmm
kind of very close to a molasses.
hmm
Um, Not really a brown sugar type thing. It's
yeah,
more sweet though, but it has the sweetness, but at the same time, you can get that uh, lemony kick
yeah,
in your
yeah.
palate.
The acidity or the bitterness kind of hits the back of your palate very gently and very briefly,
Very gently,
and
I like that.
and
Yeah,
then the aftertaste is more of the sweeter notes in the coffee.
yeah, yeah,
A little bit of lemon though too.
yeah. It's true. So
Lemon, the lemon's hitting me top of my palate and like the middle of my tongue,
yeah.
and it's kind of just staying there.
Mm. So that's how you can describe it. It's like more of a the way you describe it is more of a bright acidity.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
Okay.
yeah. Very bright. So very obvious in there. So again, just like what Jim said, just like the syrupy mouthfeel, stays in there. Mm,
Mhm.
um, Plus, I would say that a kind of a well balanced coffee.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it really is. Not a lot of darker notes in this though. Like the Nicaragua
right.
has a lot of darker
Darker note.
notes
Yeah,
to it. This is it is very light. Um,
right. Yeah,
you get like I said when you initially take a sip, the darker notes will hit the side. It hits the sides of my tongue and the top
right.
back part of my palate just briefly, and then it's just
Right.
really
Yeah.
smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Jim said it's kind of light, it's don't get the imagination that it's a less body.
No, no, no.
No.
It's definitely very full flavor,
Right. Yeah. That's
but
right.
it's something that I would be comfortable drinking on a hot summer day, hot.
Just
If
like
that make
today.
yeah if that makes sense. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, because you don't want to have like a really dark bold
Cold and
coffee when
yeah,
it's
full
really hot
bodied.
out.
Right.
I might drink it cold and drink it ice.
All right. Yeah.
You know, a coffee like that, I might drink it ice on a hot day. But this, I would have no problem drinking hot. And I'm kind of weird though. I don't like sweeter, sugary things on my palate when it's really hot out.
Mm.
I like
Mm.
more fruity,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
which this kind of like you get a lot of that fruity up
Right.
front.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and even the lingering lemon
Right. Uh,
what is it, the bright
Mouthfeel.
acidity.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Whereas like the Nicaragua, I mean, I'm the kind of guy who's going to drink it anyway, but the Nicaragua does it has a little more of those sweeter notes, and it's a lot darker, if that makes any sense. It's a lot
Yeah.
bolder.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true. As talking about the Nicaragua, comparing the Honduras to Nicaragua, both coffees are good, are excellent actually. They both have a unique character
Mm.
actually. So in its uniqueness, of course, you don't want to have the same coffee every single day. If you
Right.
have there will be some days that sometimes it's hard for me to choose. My wife and I sometimes I ask my wife, "What do you want to drink for today?"
Well,
Um,
we don't all have the luxury of having 13 specialty coffees in our house.
sorry.
I mean, I'll be honest. I could probably drink the Nicaragua or the Mexico Star Maya
Oh god.
every day,
And
back to back to back, and I would be happy. But again, when I do have a selection of 5, 6 different
yeah, the
coffees in the
coffee.
house, it's just like, you know what? I'm gonna save this. I want to have this today. I want to have this tomorrow. So yeah.
I remember when you first came over to come into my coffee
Mhm.
presentation, and you bought like about a bunch of it, like I
Right.
think about 12 or
I
8 bags
bought
or
as many
something.
as I could afford.
And then he posted it and he showed it to me. It's like, bro, I don't know where to start. It's
Yep.
like, hey, the same struggle that I do every day,
Mhm.
every morning. And but
Mm.
interesting when Jim mentioned a moment ago that when it's hot summer day, that this is the kind of coffee that you want to drink because of its kind of a fruity flavor.
Mhm.
Yes, actually, it has a fruity nose in it. It's like
Mhm.
a peach type of a cupping nose in there
Yeah.
that you can feel. When we say
Orange.
yeah, right, an
Yeah.
orange, right, yeah, an orange, right, and
And you taste more. I taste more of that as it starts to cool. I definitely taste more of
there,
the orange. I'm not getting a whole lot of peach. But it's subtle. It's more in the
it's subtle, yeah,
aftertaste.
aftertaste,
Yeah.
right, yeah. So that's how basically the coffee professionals are describing it, the coffee tastier, as they call it, the in characterizing or getting the character of this coffee
Mhm.
in their cupping notes. Yeah, and then it's interesting because the bean, the trees, they call it the Catuai. The Catuai is a kind of a Arabic variety,
Mm.
and it is actually a crossbreed from Mundo Novo. Mundo Novo started in Central America also, and also from a bourbon.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of mixed and started in Brazil in the early 80s
Was it
actually.
was it a natural?
Yeah.
It wasn't something that they did in a lab or anything.
No, no,
Okay.
it was natural actually.
Interesting.
So then the Catuai actually was introduced in first in Honduras.
Hmm.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, Honduras have won the 2019 Cup of Excellence,
Hmm.
and they have earned that name. They have earned, and what they have presented is the Katuai beans, a variety, and a honey processed.
Hmm.
And so this is interesting when you get a Katuai and a honey process, and it's coming from Honduras. Oh my goodness, man! You got your sleeves right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Now,
perfect.
now explain the honey process.
The honey press, yeah, very good. You see, after they call when the coffee bean is ripe,
Mhm.
it has a deep reddish color.
Okay.
That's what it's called, the cherry, or they don't call it the coffee bean. They call it the cherry,
Right.
because it close of a similar to the cherry color,
Mhm.
red, but kind of dark, deep red. Now, what they do is that they put it in a machine to cut it halfway to extract the bean away from the cherry,
Okay.
but it's not totally or totally taken out the cherry away from it.
Oh, okay.
It kind of a half. It's kind of you have opened the cherry halfway, and then they put it under the sun to dry it naturally.
Interesting.
Interesting. Now, when you say honey process, it doesn't mean that it has honey.
Sure. Yeah.
It doesn't mean that they put honey on the soil so it can,
Right.
so that we can just extract it from the soil. No, the process is that so when it's dried open together with the sap of the cherry halfway, the mucilage actually, or the surface of the coffee bean
Mhm.
is actually stays halfway with the sap of the cherry itself.
Mhm.
So it creates a more sticky kind of
Uh,
and so that's why it's called
why they call
similarly
it
known
honey.
as the honey.
Okay.
And then instead of washing, they took it away and then they dry it up all the way.
Ah.
So
Okay.
that's what they call the honey process.
Interesting.
That means that it when they dry it together with the cherry, it kind of creates, because of the mucilage, kind of create more of the deeper flavor on it, the fruity flavor in it, sweetness, and that's the kind of process that they do back in Honduras in this particular variety.
Wow.
Yeah. So again, the process of introducing specialty coffee are very one of the major factors. Process, the wash, the honey, the free wash, and stuff like that. The
Right.
natural, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because the Nicaragua it's natural.
Natural, right?
Natural.
Natural, yeah, natural, naturalmente.
So now I've noticed we have a couple different kinds of beans. Like one will say white honey, one will say red honey.
Right.
What's the difference between that?
The white honey is the red honey. They call it the red honey because it's more of a deep kind of a purplish maroonish kind of
Okay.
color, deep, and they actually have the yellow.
Yellow, yeah. I've seen
Yeah.
that.
And they also have the black actually,
Really?
but the black is a kind of a more difficult process actually. So if you don't do it right, the whole bean, like if you are trying to do the process for a black honey,
Mhm.
if you don't do it right, the whole beans will be all down the drain.
So it's all in the way they're all honey processed, but it's all in like how they do it.
Right, the perfect timing, the
Right.
perfect
Okay.
sunlight, it has been monitored every single day, and they look and check the quality and the texture of the beans, the everything. It's so really time consuming.
Yeah.
So now you would understand why specialty coffee are so are so interesting and why so it's expensive too.
Yeah. Now, as this is cooling, I get a lot more of the acidity and the orange up front, but as that settles, you really start tasting like a syrupy um,
Mm,
honey. Yeah, right there, honey. It's right in the
exactly.
taste. I was like, there's something sweeter in there, but I didn't see the honey in the cupping notes a minute ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really start to taste that
Exactly.
honey. You
Man.
get like a bright hit of
Very
citrus, orange,
Yeah.
and then it just kind of fades into just a really mild honey.
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
My goodness, man. My friend Jim is really very impressive. Before he finishes his talk, like when you see that orange thing, when he said that when it gets colder, I know what he's going to say because I already felt that. And he said that orange thing. I was like, boom, he got it.
Yeah, it's interesting
Exactly.
how the coffee changes
Mm.
from hot
To
to warm to cool to cold.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, unlike like the Star Maya, and what was the one we did before Star Maya was
We did the Costa Rica. We did the Star Maya. We did the
it was the Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
So the Costa Rica and the Ethiopia, they basically stayed the same from hot to cold. You don't get a lot of variance in the tasting, but like this one, the Costa Rica had a lot of variance in the from the hot to cold as well.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just amazing how the flavors change as it cools.
Yeah, true. That is true. As a matter of fact, there are some specialty coffee that are not ideal also for drinking in iced coffee per se.
Mhm.
If you really want to make some iced coffee out from your specialty coffee beans, there are some actually different kind of variety, different kind of beans that you can use. One I could suggest is um, Ethiopia. During back in the day, the people back in Ethiopia, they take their they wait until their coffee gets cold and they put ice, but they don't put any sugar at all because when it gets colder, they said that most of the locals are saying that it becomes more sweeter.
Mm.
So there's no use of putting any sugar in it.
Sugar, yeah.
And interesting also, they put goat's milk in it.
Interesting indeed.
It's like that's their cafe latte.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Like
like
goat's milk latte. Hey guys, go to Starbucks. Go to Starbucks and order a venti goat's milk latte.
that is so funny, man.
Man.
Oh,
Big brain, right?
That's like it's funny.
They would just look at you like you were crazy.
Well, it's funny because oh my goodness, I don't know if I have to say this. But anyway, I think I should restrain myself. Well, in Japan is a very interesting country, and they introduce a different kind of milks actually. Um, uh, have you heard of a bottled breast?
Breast milk, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They have introduced it here in Japan.
Interesting.
Yeah, and you can actually buy it
Yeah.
frozen or fresh.
Yeah, I mean, believe it or not, it's really popular in the States for people doing
Oh, okay.
bodybuilding. They buy breast milk. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't tried that pouring in my coffee.
No.
So,
Well,
I mean, like
I-
latte.
I
Sorry.
we're gonna delete this part of the video, but I have had breast milk in coffee.
Really?
Yes, I have.
Wow. What an. See, that's what makes it more interesting.
Look how red I am just from. We're having white balance issues, guys. Just white balance issues.
Oh, that's something interesting. I mean, some of you probably are kind of adventurous like that. Maybe you can try, but I'd prefer not because
I mean, so breast milk has like antibody properties to it, and the only reason I had it in coffee was because I was super sick, and my friend was like, "Hey,
yeah,
look,
Isn't
it can't hurt to try, right?"
yeah. Well, that was basically you got advice from a pro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's not basically just
It was medicinal purposes, guys.
same thing, medicinal purposes. There are stuff like that out
Yeah.
there that just can be used for medicinal purposes.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to this coffee, this kind of a coffee plant is they call it more of a dwarfism to say. It's as a matter of fact, coffee actually goes high as like 2 meters,
Okay.
and this one is probably about less than 2 meters. So that's why they call it the
Okay.
dwarf of the coffee. And you will notice also that the kind of the bean, and this is the raw, and this is the
Yeah, let's get an overhead view of
Sure.
that real quick. Let me sorry,
Wait.
I was monitoring chat. I don't have my touch portal up.
no problem. There you go.
Watch the copy.
Whoa! Ooh,
Okay,
there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the raw. So it's more of a green
Mhm.
color, but you will see that how small the bean.
Mm.
So small, and well, they rank it as moderate in size,
Mhm.
and this is how it looks like when it's brewed. I mean, roasted.
It is kind of small, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is kind of close to an Ethiopian yerba share.
Okay. Okay.
Kind of very close to that. Another thing is that it yields more fruit compared to a bourbon variety of Arabica. Reason why is because it has a smaller cherry.
Oh, okay.
It creates more space to
More room for
more room for
fruit to grow.
other beans
Okay.
to grow
That
and
makes sense.
come out. Another thing is that this kind of a plant or the Catuai basically yields a lot and they needed more sunlight in it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not extra, but not the
Mhm.
more sunlight you get, the more fruit that you can get, but sometimes it has to be balanced.
Right.
That is why the shade for coffee are so important.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like if you are lacking of shade, you only get the full sunlight of it, a direct sunlight. You can probably yield a lot as much as fruit, but there's not much of a flavorful coffee.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that is why.
So it'll still grow fruit in less than optimal conditions, but the fruit it just affects the flavor of the fruit. Or the
Yes.
flavor of the bean, I should say.
Right. That is one important factor
Interesting.
in growing the specialty coffee.
Mhm.
The shade is more important.
Oh.
Well, don't get me wrong. I mean, you don't have to create a shade like a roof.
Mhm.
It has to be natural.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think you were telling me that they plant magnolia trees a lot of times.
Yeah, in
with
some other
the
countries,
coffee.
like in Africa, they start planting a magnolia tree in order to provide the shade for other coffee tree or coffee plants. Yeah, right. I don't know what other kind that goes together with the coffee, but make sure that if you're trying to start a farm, well, that's one of my dream. Actually, it's one of my plans. If I can have Jim together with me back in the Philippines,
I mean, get me good internet, bro, in there.
but absolutely not in the States because they don't grow coffee back there. They only get the beans
Yeah.
from Brazil, from Mexico, from Central America. Yeah, I mean, and you guys are, I mean, it's kind of close to the border of Mexico. You
Yeah.
can get some coffee in there. In El Salvador, Honduras,
Yeah, I mean, just take a trip down to Mexico and get some Star Maya.
Yeah.
Straight from the farm, bro.
Yeah. Make sure that maybe we can request your senator or your congressman to people are flooding in from Central America. So bring some coffee.
Dude, I mean, here's the deal. Here's the deal. If they bring specialty coffee, they'll get citizenship.
Without,
I like it.
I don't know
like
if they pass that bill or I don't know this kind of new law for that. Provided you have like about a ton of beans of coffee.
Or at least like an extended visa if you bring specialty coffee. I mean, something, some sort of perk.
Oh wow, some sort of perk. That's interesting, huh? No coffee, no entry.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm down. If I move back to Texas, I'll run for governor.
There you go. Hey, I'll be back. I'll be backing you up, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be starting a farm.
There we go.
I'm telling you guys, we're gonna be like the Black Mist Farm.
Yeah. I like it. Black Mist Coffee.
There you go.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, but you see it's a very elegant coffee actually. The way I can describe it, it's very elegant to say. I mean, not too much grandeur of this, but it's kind of it's like taking your coffee with a little
Yeah.
finger.
I mean, you say that, but there is a it really does remind me of like a fruit tea.
There we go. Yeah.
Especially as it gets cooler. It really is like a strong fruit tea.
Yeah, that's good, man. I don't know where your palate came from, but man,
It's my
very
brain,
interesting.
dude.
It is really interesting,
Yeah.
really. But this is one of the coffee that one of my favorite actually. Personally, I do. I love the Guatemala. I love the Ethiopia. I love the Nicaragua. I love the El Salvador. I'm sorry, but most of my coffees are really good. So.
I mean, I have yet to have one from you that isn't.
I know, yeah.
I mean, other than your experimental roasts.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, that's true.
I can't say no enough to the light roasted Nicaragua, bro.
That's true. Well, which we agreed together.
Yeah.
And
But you have a friend who actually liked it light.
right, and he said that, and he told me that you love us like, and I go like, it was actually a mistake.
Yeah.
But he said, "Oh, I love that it's like, oh my goodness,
know?
I may have to roast it only for you."
Yeah. I mean, it really is about preference when it comes down to
Yeah, that's true.
it.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say it's preference when it comes to commercial and premium coffees, but when you start
There you
getting
go.
into the specialties, it really is about preference. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
And I guess if you prefer tasting dirt instead of coffee,
Mm-hmm.
it could be about preference with commercial coffees.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I mean, hard to say no to that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. And why would you settle for something less for coffee and pay a lot for that? I
Yeah.
mean, it would be more. Well, you guys deserve to have the best,
Mhm.
and it's only a few dollars extra. I mean,
Yeah.
and you're getting the best.
Right.
I mean, why not?
Yeah. I mean, because you were telling me you bought some coffee from a local roaster,
Oh my
and it's just commercial grade coffee, and you
Yeah.
paid about 500 yen for 100 kilo
Right.
or for 100 grams.
For
I'm
100
sorry.
gram, yeah.
And 300 yen more. It's about $3 more. So he paid about $5 for 100 grams.
For a commercial.
So for about $3 more, you can get a top specialty, which is what we're drinking right now.
Yep.
It's like for me, it's a no-brainer. If you don't have the $3
Exactly.
to spend, and you want a commercial grade coffee that's been roasted by a specialty roaster, Go to Walmart. Just go to Walmart, guys. Go to Walmart. Buy some Sam's Choice commercial coffee. Don't waste your don't waste your money.
Yeah, but it's true. It makes sense. Like, don't waste your money. I mean, you can probably get a little less in terms of volume,
Mhm.
but we're talking about the quality. We're talking about
Yeah.
upgrading your palate.
Mhm,
We're talking about a little class of taking your coffee. It's like, I mean, hey, I would like to have a convertible Mustang today.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
On a sunny day, or a Corvette,
Yeah.
well, something like that.
I mean, yeah, I drive a Daihatsu Tanto, but my preference would definitely be to like drive a GTR or something.
There you go.
You know,
A top down.
I mean, now I can't afford that upgrade, but I can afford the upgrade to specialty coffee.
Oh, true. I mean, why not for a coffee?
True. Yeah.
I mean, it's like modifying your palate
Mhm.
instead of modifying your car.
There you go. I like it.
A little less expensive too.
Maybe we should rename this coffee garage. I don't know.
That
Right off the top of my head.
are so smart, bro. I mean, that's why I love hanging out with this
Like
guy.
this guy, he
Oh.
thinks I'm smart.
That's why I like him too, and because he thinks the same thing.
Bro. I mean, you're obviously a genius when it comes to roasting coffee. So
Well, it takes a
my
lot.
palate says so. Don't argue.
Okay, it takes a lot of time actually
It
in
does.
learning this, but like I said, I started roasting more than 2 years now, and been learning a lot. Of course, I've had a lot of I've got a lot of failures also.
Nicaragua like
There are
light roast.
oh yeah, and the El Salvador light too.
Oh, I forgot
Ah,
about that.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tastes like oh man,
Yeah.
I don't want to describe it. That's not
But again, talking about preference, our palates, like you and I, we prefer a medium.
Yeah.
Or a medium to dark.
medium,
Yeah.
medium light dark, something
Medium,
like that.
yeah.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
right. You see,
So again, like your friend who loved that light roast, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
like most specialty coffee are not roasted dark
Mm.
because it loses more of the body,
Mhm.
and you can only get about the bitter and darker taste.
Yeah, I mean, I could imagine if this were a darker, like if it were a dark roast, you would probably lose the orange and the pleasant
Right.
of the bright
It
citrus.
will
It
actually
would turn
change.
to it would turn to more of a less pleasant acidity.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And you will notice also if you're roasting, actually, what I have noticed is that the coffee bean becomes lighter when you dark roast it because all the body, all the
Sure, yeah, all the
all
oils.
the oil, with the water in there
Mhm.
has been extracted, has been evaporated, and it's nothing.
And there's
So you only
nothing
get the
left to
bean.
brew.
Exactly. Yeah.
Charcoal.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But take note, guys. But there are also some coffee that are able to satisfy your palate in a darker, not in a very dark. The dark is French and Italian roast.
Mhm.
But before you reach the Italian, maybe I would say a full city roast.
Mhm.
The full city roast will be the farthest that I have ever done on my
Yeah.
specialty coffee
Yeah,
bean.
we've had a couple of full cities.
Right,
Yeah,
and
definitely enjoyed it. Yeah.
yeah, it has a different kind of
Mhm.
character also.
Mhm.
I mean, I like it, but there are some coffee that you will not be so fascinated about it, but it's good. It is able to satisfy you for a day.
Mhm.
But then again, roasting the medium basically allows you to have a wider range of your palate, also of the character of the coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Or if you want to do light, why don't you go? I would suggest that light and medium, light with a medium dark,
Mm.
something like that. Yeah. So in roasting coffee, every second is very important.
Mhm.
Like if you overdo it for 10 to 15, up to 30, maximum 30 seconds, it changes. So you really have to be very careful. Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah.
And again, this is on its top specialty ranking. In a coffee world, they have this what they call the coffee pyramid. So the bottom is the commercial, the second one on
Starbucks.
top of it.
We don't dog on Starbucks here, guys.
You said that, okay? The Starbucks, the commercial, the premium, the specialty, then the stars that change, then the top specialty, and the summit goes for the top of top. And that's the universal way of the coffee ranking, world coffee ranking. They say, yeah.
Yeah, and this one's right next to the top, right?
Oh yeah,
Top
this one's
specialty.
right
Yeah.
next to the top. So we're actually resting, and I'm planning to buy sometime maybe this year to get a top of top, and I'd like to introduce it to you guys. Yeah, but it cost
What
me like
do you have a particular one in mind?
yeah, I have one from Colombia and have one in Honduras.
One?
That would
That's
and
two.
one in Panama.
That's
actually.
3, bro.
Yeah, that's 3. The Panama is it's like $600 per kilo. I don't think
Wow.
I'm still ready for that
Wow.
yet.
It's $100 per kilo.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you usually get a 5-kilo bag.
So that's the top of top. I don't know if I'm going.
I don't think I could even afford a cup of that, bro.
You will.
I mean,
You're my friend.
like like once in a life or once like a year, buying $150 bottle of whiskey.
Well, at least
Oh, man.
yeah. Well,
I
probably it lasts longer than
I just had
the
a-
bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, I just had a horrible thought, bro.
Why not? I mean,
I forgot to bring the Yamazaki with me.
I mean, hey, we got plenty of time. We can wait for you to come back.
Yeah. Oh, that's for sure. Now I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna have that whiskey.
And we're talking about coffee here, not a whiskey, right?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be our next venture.
Maybe.
Maybe, guys. Hey guys, smash that like button if you want to see us do a
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
stream.
But it's true. Again, this is a very interesting coffee.
Mhm.
Again, its elegant taste is so elegant. That's the only way I can describe it. But its fruity flavor also is there. The presence of
The flavor is, I mean, it's
present.
very present.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like this is a very fruity coffee.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not. It's hard to say. It's fruity, but it's not overpowering.
Mm.
It's
Compared to other.
yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it's balanced in there very well. Now, when it cools off, you do get a big hit, like I said, of that orange.
Sure. Exactly.
But it's good. It's not like too much.
Yeah.
That makes
It's
sense.
not like of a more bitter, but it has some body in it. And yes, you get that kind of lemony, kind of a acidity,
Mhm.
or to say that's what they call the acidity of the coffee.
Mhm.
But then again, it's actually healthy.
Mhm.
Yeah. And again, you didn't roast it. It's on a medium roast, so that's not a bitter taste.
Yeah.
It,
No, it's very, very pleasant.
Yeah.
It's a fairly strong acidity, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Because
it's not like taking a lemon and putting it in your mouth. It's like having a hint of lemon in water. I mean, that's basically
That's perfect.
where the
Perfect.
acidity
Yeah.
hits your tongue, especially as it cools off.
Yeah. So, yeah, perfectly healthy.
Yeah.
Actually, this is the acidity of that coffee actually of a natural process, or like, imagine this. I buy my own coffee in raw, and then I roast it, and then boom, I brew it. I mean, you get all the natural coffee, and you get that acidity that basically helps your body provide the natural detox.
Mhm.
And the more coffee you drink, that kind of acidity is actually one of the agent to help our body diffuse all those toxic things.
Yeah,
So
it's a
well-
antioxidant basically.
right, so you burp a lot, you bring out a little, not a little, plenty of gas too.
Bring out a little gas.
With turbo.
I mean, talking about that, like we like to laugh about it, but to be honest, drinking specialty coffee does not upset my digestive tract as much as drinking. Like if I drink a lot of the 7-Eleven coffee,
Yeah.
it's a bad day.
Right. Yeah.
It's a bad day. But like yeah, I mean you do have an effect from it. It's a diuretic. But it's not as bad as like a commercial coffee.
Yeah, it's true.
And I tend to, I mean, I tend to drink a lot of coffee during the day. So
Yeah. Well, we usually have about 3 cups in a day, 3 to 4. My wife and I,
yeah,
and
I mean,
sometimes
depending on the day. So today, like I said, I drank that 7-Eleven coffee. I got like 4 hours of sleep, so I'm guessing I'll probably go through at least 5 cups today.
for the day, huh?
Yeah, and I cannot guarantee that I won't stop by 7-Eleven again and grab another one on my way home.
I know, because of that caffeine issue that my
Yeah,
friend
exactly,
has,
exactly. I have an addiction. I have a problem.
Well, I'm telling you guys, it's interesting to start a new kind of a new kind of a lifestyle of
Mhm,
drinking your coffee.
mhm.
So again, we are. We'll be able to. I hope that we'll be able to provide what your preferences are,
Yeah.
and stay tuned together. The more we introduce the coffee, and we hope that we'll be more giving you an invitation to improve not just simply your palate, but to get your coffee in a little class.
Mhm, mhm.
Right, riding
Not
that
just
coffee.
improving your palate, you're improving your lifestyle.
There go you. I
This is now a lifestyle channel.
mean, hey,
So, what do we think we're going to introduce next week?
my goodness, that's a very good question. Well, I have another interesting bean.
Not an experimental roast.
No. Lately, I've been probably because of the weather that changes.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's something about my palate. When I tried tasting the Columbia Davy, it's on a top specialty
Mhm.
also. It kind of gave me a pause a little while, just like this is changing.
I've been going through the Columbia. Every time I get it from you, I go through it really fast.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Maybe that's probably another thing. And I don't know. I may have to check my if there's a new bean coming from Kenya. I may have to
Mm.
order that nut. So maybe 3 days from now, I can get it, and
Mm.
probably by next week start roasting it, and maybe by Monday it will be okay.
Maybe. So
Hopefully.
so let's say tentatively, let's do the Columbia. You have it on hand?
Yeah.
Roasted,
Oh,
ready to
yeah.
go?
I do have.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. I do have. Yeah. I'm all prepared. Actually, no
Excellent.
problem.
Awesome. And this week I'm going to work out how to stream on YouTube. I mean, it can't be that hard. It's just a matter of getting everything changed over in OBS. And so next
Mm.
Monday we won't be live here on Twitch. We'll be live on our YouTube channel. If you go to youtube.com and just search for Two Guys and a Bean, you're gonna pull us up. Just hit that subscribe button
Yep.
and good to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, guys, everyone who's in my Discord, I'll be posting every time we go live. So I'll post a link to the YouTube when we go live next week as well.
Mm.
All right.
Jim is making me an instant celebrity right here, man. I mean,
No, we're going for it. I mean, what do we have to lose?
nothing actually. I mean, no clicks, no subscribe.
Hey,
Because we still get our.
we still got coffee.
Ah, there you go. Cheers. I mean, that's cool. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back next Monday morning. We're gonna keep it around 11.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
11 a.m. Tokyo time. That's 9 p.m. Central U.S. If you want to do the other time zones in the U.S., do the math yourself. Sorry, guys. I don't know those off my head. Anyway, guys, we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for following us. Bye.